So when we talk about eating in psychology, it's because of our body's need for food and how that motivates us. So what is metabolism?
This is not like facts, it's just me and my knowledge. It's like when you consume food, how fast you can burn it off.
That's a good way to put it.
Like I compare my sister's metabolism like to when she runs, like she's a runner, so she has a really good metabolism when it comes to like those kind of things. Like she can eat anything and be okay. All on the fact that my dad used to do the same thing. He used to run track and do the same thing my sister is, and now his metabolism is a lot slower and he gains more weight than he used to.
So when we consume food, what it does is it turns into sugars and proteins in our body that give us the energy that we need to do things. So how fast do we burn through that before we need more food or before we need to eat again? So when we talk about metabolism, it's telling you that this is like your body's natural drive for food. Okay? So when metabolism or something else along the way gets messed up, we go into what are some eating disorders. So there's 3 that I want to talk about. Do you know which one? Do you know, or can you guess what any of them are?
Like the typical like anorexia is one of them. That's I feel.
In psychology, we call it anorexia nervosa.
And then there's bulimia, nervosa.
Bulimia nervosa.
And that, I mean, I know there's been times where I've learned other ones, but I don't really
Think
know.
opposite.
Like obesity.
Yep. So what is anorexia nervosa?
It's like a fear of being fat and you like restrict yourself from food intake.
So you have a fear of gaining weight, so you starve yourself.
Just have a question, like, not like about maybe disorders per se, but like, why is it different for each person? Like, comparing like maybe my dad and my sister, because they have the same genes, that like we're a family, is the metabolism, like why does it change when you grow up? Like, and then sometimes it doesn't. Like, what makes it change?
I think what makes it change is like we go through this changes. So like when we gain weight, our metabolism gets slower and then it's very hard to rev it back up. But when we stay thin and we keep making healthy choices, then our metabolism usually still continues to run fine. But then just like anything else in your body, as you get older, things decay.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What is bulimia nervosa? Nervosa. I need to stop saying nervosa.
It's like binge eating and purging. So like you eat a lot and then you throw it up.
Yep. Yep. So again, not good for your metabolism to do that. Not good for your body to do that. Okay. And then what is obesity?
It is when you eat a lot and you have mass intake and you like, it's kind of like you can't control it.
It's extreme weight and BMI.
Yeah.
So to the point of unhealthy levels. All of these things affect our metabolism, and if our metabolism doesn't run right, then food doesn't work for a motivator like it should. All right, any questions there?
I mean, I've learned about like anorexic and bulimia, like and what like it makes, like what happens in your brain. But how does that actually start? Like, I mean, I don't have a fear of gaining weight, but I don't want to like gain weight. Like, I've never been a very large person, and not saying I have like a huge fear of getting that way.
Yeah.
And I don't like have any like symptoms or like thoughts of doing stuff like that. But how does that start with somebody?
It's like anything, it's over time. Usually, like with anorexia and bulimia, they both come from a fear of gaining weight. And that's usually because society has given us the image that to be beautiful is to be thin. And so they just become so consumed with that thought and receive such anxiety over it that they do the only thing that they can think of to control it. And a lot of the times, eating healthier or exercise doesn't do it fast enough for these people that have such anxiety over it, so they resort to things like this. And obesity usually happens over time without most people realizing that they're doing it. It's just like it's caused by either genetic factors or a lot of unhealthy eating choices and a lack of exercise. So all of these can be avoided just by avoiding the anxiety around them. But some people that get here are stress eaters, which causes a whole other thing. All right, so any questions on that? Okay.